Good morning, everyone. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I can tell you that everything is set up. I guess it took a little bit of time to get set up today, so I'm still getting used to this system. But it is 8:03 according to my clock, so I want to make sure that we get right into our meditation. Today's meditation will be another guided meditation, and you know that there's different types of meditations, and over the weeks, I will actually be sharing different types of meditation with you. But today, I'm going to work with the chakras again and also talk about the senses a bit. So, we'll go through the chakras a little bit more efficiently than last time. Maybe not more efficiently, but just differently than last time. I'm not going to talk about each detail of the chakra center that we're focusing on. I will remind you where these centers are, and then we'll just take 3 breaths at each spot. I will guide you with one thought for each area, but we'll go into that meditation and then we'll do a bit of self inquiry. So let us begin because, again, it's 8:04, and I'm so sorry that took me a little bit of time to set up this morning. So I'd love you to just shake it out, get comfortable, right? Whether you're sitting or you're lying down. If you're lying down or sitting, I would recommend that you close your eyes for this meditation time so that you're really centered within yourself. And I would love for you to just take 3 deep breaths. So I am sitting. I'm going to put my hands on my lap with my palms facing up. And you can do the same thing, or you can lie down and keep your arms at your side and just be relaxed. Okay, so let's take our 3 deep cleansing breaths. So take a breath in and out, and in and out, and in and out. So now I would love for you to focus on your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine, and focus there. And let's take 3 breaths here, remembering this is a spot that grounds us and gives us a strong foundation with the earth. Breathe in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Let's now come up to the sacral chakra, which is just that one hand's width, just under the belly button, and focus there. And let's take 3 breaths there, remembering this is the area that is about nurturing and creativity. Breathe in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Let's come up to the solar plexus, which is again one hand's width, just above the belly button. And let's take 3 breaths here. Breathe in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Let's come up to the heart chakra, which is just again between the chest. It's between the nipple line, so it's right central to your chest. And we'll think about 3 breaths right here, remembering that this is a space of love and compassion. Breathe in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Now let's come up to the throat chakra, remembering that this is a space from which we speak kind, considerate, compassionate words, and even hear words from the same sort of energy. Breathe in and out, and in and out and in and out. Now we'll come up to the third eye again, center of the forehead. It's just a little bit above the eyebrows. And remembering that this space is a space for wisdom, clarity, focus. Take a breath in and out and in and out and in and out. And we'll come up to the crown chakra just at the top of our head, middle of the head, and just very highest spot. And let's take 3 breaths here. Breathe in and out and in and out and in and out. Excellent. So we've done all the chakras. And because I can see myself, I can see that my hair is a mess. So I'm sorry about that. This is me on a Sunday morning. I want us to now focus in this meditation on our senses. And so many times we take our senses for granted. So I hope your eyes are closed. And I want you to first, let's open your eyes. So if your eyes are closed, open your eyes and take a quick look around you, just in your immediate surroundings, and see what are the things that are right in your environment. So you might be looking at a computer or a cell phone, or you might notice what's right in front of you. Maybe you're in front of a window. Maybe you've got furniture around you. Just take a quick look at everything that's around you. And how are you seeing? You have eyes, right? So here you are seeing with this beautiful gift of vision. Now I'd like you to close your eyes. Do you see your eyelids? Do you see any sort of color? Is it black? Or is there a certain color that's coming through your eyelids? Maybe you're seeing some light coming through the eyelids that you notice it's not exactly black. There's some sort of fake light, let's say, coming through. If you're right in front of some sunny spots, you might be noticing a lot of light coming through. And still other people might be noticing some colors. You might notice, some people will notice maybe a yellow, maybe pink, maybe green, whatever. There could be a color that you're noticing that even though your eyes are closed, you're seeing a color. See if there is anything that you're seeing with your eyes, with your eyelids closed. This is your gift of vision. Now let's move to our ears. Do you hear anything in your environment? Maybe you hear some noise in your own house. Maybe someone's awake and you hear some movement. Maybe you've got a pet that is moving. Maybe you hear breathing. Maybe you hear your own breathing. Maybe you hear an air conditioner or a fan or a heater or the general sounds that are in your home. Maybe you have a clock that's ticking. What are you hearing? This is the gift of your hearing, the sense of hearing. Now go internally. Can you hear anything inside your body? Sometimes people will hear almost a vacuum-like sound within their ears. How about you go deeper? Can you hear your heartbeat? Can you hear your digestive system? Some people have just eaten a meal, or some people are hungry and they hear the rumbling of the tummy. Are you hearing that? Are you hearing anything else within your body? And again, you might be drawn to, oh, there's some sound outside. That's what I hear. Whatever it is, this is the gift of your hearing sense. Now I want you to focus on your nose and take a deep breath and smell and breathe out. Do you notice when you're breathing in general, you're not focusing on your smell? Now I want you to smell. What do you smell around you? Maybe you've just put on a perfume or a cologne and you smell that. Maybe you smell something that you've just cooked. You smell that. Maybe you've got coffee brewing and you smell that. Maybe you smell the environment you're in and you've just cleaned your home and there's this fresh smell of something. Maybe it was a cleaner that you used on your counter. Maybe it's your laundry detergent that you smell on your clothes. Smell. Notice that when you weren't focusing on what you smell, you didn't even realize you could. But this is your gift of smelling. This is your sense of smell. Now I want you to focus on your mouth. Maybe you've just had a breakfast or a meal, and can you taste what's in your mouth? What does it taste like? Maybe you haven't eaten anything. Maybe you notice that your mouth is a little bit dry, or maybe you're salivating because you're suddenly thinking about food. Is there a taste in your mouth? Do you notice your tongue in your mouth? Do you notice the sides of your mouth, inside your mouth? When you're thinking about your mouth, can you feel that there's teeth in your mouth? Likely there's teeth in your mouth. They may be your own or they may be borrowed. But most likely you have some teeth in your mouth. And you can just run your tongue over your teeth and sense, these are in my mouth. There's gums in your mouth. The tongue itself has the tip of your tongue. You can touch the top, the roof of your mouth. You can touch it with the tip of your tongue, but you can't touch the roof with the back of your tongue, right? Do you have that awareness? Is there a taste in your mouth? This is your mouth, and you do have, most likely, the gift of taste. Do you know that if you have a cold, you often lose the sense of taste and the sense of smell in that time? Sometimes when people are on different medications, they might have a different taste in their mouth. They might have a taste of those medications, or they also might be noticing, I don't taste the same as I used to taste my foods. You might have a coat on your tongue, so it might feel, wow, there's something thick on my tongue, and you might look in the mirror, don't do it now, and notice there's a thick coat on my tongue. And oftentimes, again, when someone is not well, the coat on the tongue will change, and that will also change the taste. Now let's think of the sense of touch. Where are your arms? Are they on your lap like me? Or are they at your side? What are the different areas that your body is touching? If you're on a chair, do you feel where you're sitting? Do you notice where your back is touching? Do you notice which parts of your arms are touching, whether the ground or your own body? Are you aware of this sense of touch? Are you noticing the feel of the air around your body? Does it feel warm or cold? Is there any ache or pain that you're noticing? It's all part of this sense of touch. So again, you're touching the ground, or you're touching a seat, or you're touching something with your back or your skin somewhere. What does it feel like? Is there a temperature to it? Is there a pressure? Is there a sense of lightness? This is the sense of touch. Now we have gone through the entire body, and I'd love for you to put your hands together to take 3 deep cleansing breaths again. Breathe in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Namaste, everyone. Thanks for sharing that meditation with me, whoever is here today. I want to talk a little bit about self-reflection, about what we've just done. When we look at the different chakras in our system and we're talking about this area is for this area is for that. And last time I focused a little bit on the root chakra and our groundedness. This area is also about our connection with others. And when we think about yoga, so when we're doing self inquiry, it's often termed the yoga of self inquiry. And yoga just means union. So this self inquiry is you with you, right? So this is yourself communicating with your higher self, because that is how we're doing self inquiry, which can lead to self realization. So when we think about that root chakra again, when we're thinking about this connection with ourselves, but also with the world around us. Again, when we think about the root and we think about our foundation, and we can think about, again, that walking meditation that we can even do, and recognizing that we are connected with the ground, with the earth, with people around us. But this is also where we start, right? This is our beginning. This is our foundation. What has given us our foundation in life? And most often, it's the people that have raised us. You could be adopted. You could be raised by adoptive parents. You could be raised by a family. You could be raised by friends. You could be raised by aunts and uncles. You could be raised more by your siblings. And it's important to recognize this connectedness that you have. And of course, that's all shaped how your foundation is in this world. And then we shape ourselves too, right? So from that learning that we've gained from that strong foundation, which can be good or not good, right? It could be that certain impressions were made in a very young time in our lives from how we are raised that we're still carrying today. Can you think about those things? Like maybe think about 1 or 2 really great things that you remember from your upbringing about this foundation, and 1 or 2 really not good things. And how do you work today? How is your sense of you in your foundation of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis? So perhaps you had a really loving family and you recognize, I really love being connected with my family. And the reason I like being connected with my family is because my family loved having connection. Maybe my family really loved being connected with other people too. And I love being connected with other people. And that's true for me. So, in that way, and it's how, right? So, sometimes families are connected, but they keep their own personal details very private. And so, the connection with others is a little bit held back. Are you held back? Do you recognize where some of that training might have come from? Is it who you choose to be today? And these are important self reflective thoughts, because who you are today is reflected in everything that you do. It's reflected with what you think about yourself. I am connected, or I don't feel so connected. I trust is a big part of our union with the world, right? Do I trust? And if there is not trust, do you recognize where that is coming from? And is there a way to build up a strong foundation of trust within you? Because there are ways, right? But you do need to figure out where you stand, literally the strong foundation about, is your trust on track? Do you trust yourself? And many people do. Some people do not. And is that because people did not trust you? And again, this could be family, it could be friends through life. Do you feel a trust And is it dependent on trust that others have in you? Or are you in a strong, trusting place of, I trust me because it's only me taking care of me? And in some ways, that's really good because there's a little bit of truth in that, that there is you, and I will say it's your higher self, but your higher self has also been influenced by other life experiences too. So that's important to recognize that we are being shaped by our life experiences. And if you believe in prior lives, it's not only in this life. You are a certain, we'll call it personality in this life that's coming from a subtle energy that's within ourselves. And this provides our foundation for who we believe we are, right? And this connection, again, both with ourselves and with the world around us. So maybe if I am not so trusting, I might look at people a little bit skeptically. I might not hear them in terms of their truth because I might think, oh, what's behind that? And that might reflect what I'm trusting about myself or things that I've heard as I've grown up and experiences that I've had in my life that have made me either trusting or not trusting. Do you feel strong, right? So when we have that strong foundation, doesn't it feel like I feel strong? And what do you give the credit to? Is it because, well, I work out every day and that might be contributing to your strength? And then if you work out every day, are you actually grateful to the things that help you work out? What do you think is helping you work out or feel strong? Is it because you've got strong muscles? Is it because you've got strong bones? Is it because you have a strong drive? Understand what makes you strong and what gives you this strong foundation. Now, when we look at things from an ego perspective, it's because I did this, I made sure that I have good friendships and good connections in my life, and that's what I do. And that's a very ego space to work from. But a personality is often ego based. When we think about personality, it comes from the Greek word persona, which is literally a mask. And this mask is the mask that many people wear, that this is because I did this. I, meaning human level I make sure that I call my friends. I make sure that I reach out to my family. I make sure that I send a text regularly. I do this. Well, there's something else that is coming through yourself in this human form that allows you to do that, right? And oftentimes that's been shaped by our lives of the influences that have shaped us. And I'm going to say a higher source that makes me feel like reaching out, right? And then is there an appreciation for that? So today, when we talked about our senses, and we think, well, I can smell because I don't have a cold right now. If you don't, that's great. But is there something else that's giving us that gift, right? And I would say, yes. What is it that does? And so the same idea of our foundation. What is it that gives us that desire to be connected or not, right? So again, this is really important for self-reflection of what is it that allows this to be my direction in life or my decision to do every day. I choose to interact the way that I do. I choose to stand in these beliefs that I have. I choose to speak or act or think in the way that I do. Do I choose it because I've got lots of different choices in my mind? So I could do this or I could do this. Then what is it that when we're really centered that allows us to function in a way that is really meaningful to us? Because what's meaningful to you is not necessarily what's meaningful to another person. Then do you have judgment about that? Well, if they worked out, they'd be able to have stronger muscles. If they went for walks every day, they would have stronger joints, whatever. Because maybe that's how you're thinking about yourself. If I had worked out yesterday, I would have felt so much better today. Or if I didn't work out so hard yesterday, my muscles wouldn't be so achy today. These are all self reflection about only this root chakra, right? And this foundation. And then our senses today, right? So recognizing, wow, I can smell today. How many times do you sit and reflect? I can smell things in my environment. I can see things. Do you appreciate that sense? I can hear, I can taste. When you're eating, are you mindfully aware of I can taste the food that I'm eating? Or I feel full, or I do not feel full, or I am hungry, right? All of those things are an awareness of our senses. I can hear so many people take this for granted. And again, all of these senses, unless we're mindfully aware that I have these senses, today I do, tomorrow I may not, right? So again, even as simple as having a cold, but people who have had some sort of injury, sometimes people have had a really bad ear infection and can't hear the same. And that's when you really recognize and appreciate those senses, right? Today, I would love for you to think about your senses and come back to think about what grounds you, what gives you a strong foundation. And recognizing both of these areas is what we've covered today in our self inquiry time. And it's not the only time that you can do self inquiry, right? But today, I hope I've started you off on a good footing about self inquiry, about your foundation, your steps in life, and about appreciating something as profound as our senses that we often take for granted. So it's 8:29, everyone. I can't believe how quickly that time is gone. And again, I'm sorry I started a few minutes late because of my setup concerns. Hopefully, next week I will be right on time for you. And I look forward to seeing you then. I hope you have a fantastic day. And remember, namaste to you. Have a beautiful day.